President, please be seated. The court is now back in session. Before we invite 2TCW 948 to the witness stand, I give the floor to Judge Vance first to ask any observation or to clarify the request from Victor Kope to visit Krang Rajan Security Office. You may proceed, Judge Vance.
Yeah, thank you, President. As the President has said, this is about the request for a site visit at Krang Rajan. We note that the request was reasoned in rather general terms, probably because it was spontaneous. We further note that the other parties didn't object. The Chamber has now had a look at the site ID report, which is in the case file, E3/5828. And after we have read the report, we would ask the defense to clarify what additional relevant information could be gained from a site visit, as opposed to just reading the site report. We obviously will give the defense some time to have a look at the site ID report, and we would expect a clarification either, again, what additional benefit or what additional relevant information could come out of a visit, or a withdrawal of the request, whatever it is, after the lunch break and after the defense has had time to have a look at the site ID report.
President, thank you, Judge Fan. Court officer, please usher in 2TCW 948 together with his duty counsel.
So today,
President, good morning, Mr. Witness. What is your name? Witness. Mr. President, Your Honors, everyone in and around the courtroom. My name is No. I am 74 years old. I am living in Angroniep village, Tramkak Commune, Tramkak District, Takao Province. I am a member of the commune committee and I am the Aja for the marriage ceremony. President, could you spell your name? President, please hold on, Mr. Witness. You are instructed to wait for the microphone activation, otherwise your voice is not heard in the courtroom. The spelling of my name is N-O-U-V. President, I have heard you state about your current address, and where were you born? Answer. My place of birth was in the same place where I am living now. President, what were your parents' name? My father's name is Nutnok, deceased. My mother's name is Mutpan, deceased. What about your wife? What is her name? How many children do you have together? My wife's name is Bu Sao. She is handicapped. She could not move because she had a traffic accident. Car crushed her. I have 9 children, and one was killed in Pol Pot time. President, the greffier made an oral report that, to your best knowledge, none of your father, mother, ascendants, children or descendants, brothers, sisters, in-laws or wife is admitted as a civil party in case 002. Is that information correct? Answer, that is correct. In the same report, you have already taken an oath before the Iron Club statue to the east of the courtroom. Is that correct? Answer, that is correct. I have taken an oath already. President, the Chamber would like to inform you of your rights and obligations as a witness. As a witness, in the proceedings before the Chamber, you may refuse to respond to any question or to make any comments which may incriminate you. That is your rights against self-incrimination. This means that you may refuse to provide your response or make any comment that could lead you to being prosecuted. As for your obligation as a witness in the proceedings before the Chamber, you must respond to any question made by the bench or relevant parties, except where your response or comment to those questions may incriminate you, as the Chamber has just informed you of your rights as a witness. As a witness, you must tell the truth that you have known, heard, seen, remembered, experienced, or observed directly about an event or occurrence relevant to the questions that the bench or parties pose to you. Do you understand your role, your rights and obligation, Mr. Nutno? Answer, yes, I understand. President, thank you, Mr. Nutno. Have you ever provided your statement to an investigator of the OCIJ Where did it take place? And how many times did you give your statement? Answer. I may give my statement 7 times. The last one took place at the Tamkok Commune office. That is from my recollection. President, thank you very much. Before you are here in the courtroom, have you read your statements already? That is the statement you provided to the investigators of the OCIJ already? Answer. I have reviewed the document which there is a statement I gave at the commune hall office. I may forget some and I may recall some. President, to the best of your knowledge and to your recollection, does the statement you gave at the commune hall office reflects your statement you gave at that time? Answer. Yes. Yes, the statement in that document reflects what I gave to the investigator at the commune hall office. President, thank you, Mr. Nodno. You have the duty counsel which the chamber provides to you, and your duty counsel's name is Mr. Muon Sovan. Did you already make a consultation or discussion with your duty counsel already before you are here? Answer. Yes, I have a discussion already with my duty counsel. He explained me already about what is going on here. Mr. President, so based on the internal rule 90.4, according to rule 91 bis, the chamber would like to provide the floor first to the co-prosecutor. You may proceed, Mr. Co-prosecutor. Please hold on, Mr. Co-prosecutor. Victor Copé, you may proceed.
Thank you, Mr. President. Apology for interrupting or not letting the prosecution start with their questioning. But did we hear correctly that the witness said that he gave 7 statements? Because if that is correct, we're missing 5. And if we're missing 5 statements, I really do not see the point in continuing with the examination of this witness. And so my request is to verify this number, Mr. President. And if he verifies, I know we will request to postpone the testimony of this witness.
Look.
President, Mr. Nodno. How many times did you give the statement to the investigator of the OCIJ of the ECCC? Where did it take place? And when did you provide it? I refer only the statement that you gave to the investigator of the Office of the Co-Investigating Judges of the Extraordinary Chambers in the Courts of Cambodia only. Answer. Thank you, Mr. President. I gave the statement 3 times at my own residence. And I gave another interview or statement at Mr. at Angkor home once, and I gave another statement at the commune hall office once.
លោកនឹងធ្វើ3ដងនឹងធ្វើ
President, as for the statements that you said you gave 3 times at your home residence, did it take place on the same day, or did it take place on different days, and when did it take place? Answer: actually, I gave the 3 statements on different occasions. I did not recall those statements because I was not provided with the documents.
President, the 3 interviews that took place at your residence, who were the interviewers? From which organization? And can you recall their names? Answer: they were investigators from the working group of Mr. Chang Yuk, Suchit, Sopirat, and others whose names I cannot recall. President, when you were interviewed at your home, were they all people working for Mr. Chang Yuk? Answer: yes, that is correct. President, what about your statement at the home's house? And this person's house, which village it is located in? Answer: whose house is located in the same village and it is not far from my house. President, for the interview took place at home, who was the interviewer? Answer: it was from the same documentation center. And there was another foreigner, a Korean or somebody, but I cannot recall it exactly, who also participated in the interview. President, was there any Cambodian individual who interviewed you? Answer: yes, there was, but I cannot recall the name. President, so there were a foreigner and some Cambodians or some foreigners. Can you tell the chamber how many people exactly in that group participated in the interview at Holmes' house? Answer: there were 2 Cambodians, one of whom was a driver, and there is a foreigner. President, thank you. Can you recall when you were interviewed at that specific location? Please try to think hard. Answer: I apologize, Mr. President, because I did not take down the date, so I cannot recall it. Mr. President, at least give us a year if you can do that. Answer: I am also not sure on the year. President, and you also stated that you were interviewed once at a commune office. Which commune office? Answer: it was at the Tram commune office. question. And who actually interviewed you at that Tram commune office? Mr. President, Mr. Witness, please respond to the question, because probably you already responded when the microphone was not activated. Answer. The interview took place at Tram commune office, and at that time I was interviewed by people from the Khmer Rouge Tribunal. There was one investigator and one foreigner and an interpreter. Question. And can you recall the date of that interview? Answer. In fact, I bring that document along, but I cannot recall the date. Question. Do you bring the true written records of interview? Answer. I bring only one. President, when you were interviewed at Hu Hum's house, and another occasion, that is when you were interviewed at the Tram commune office, that there was a time that you were interviewed by the investigator from the ECCC. Can you tell the court how long was it before the interview conducted by the ECCC investigator compared to the last time that you was interviewed at Hu Hum's house? Answer. I think it was 4 years after. Court officer, can you take the documents that the witness has with him so that I can check it? President. Court officer, you can have the document back and please keep it for the witness. And Counsel Coupe, are you clear now on the numbers of the interviews? Or you have any other matters of concern to raise?
Well, I would be really interested in having the DC Cam statements. We tried to see if we can get access to the DC Cam database, but nothing shows up. I don't know, I'm looking at the prosecution whether they have access to DC Cam statements or whether they know anything about other statements. I know, I'm sure investigators or legal officers from the case 3 and 4 investigations are following the proceedings. Maybe they have an answer. We can start with this witness 20 minutes and maybe we can find out what the situation is during the lunch break.
Yes, the International Deputy Co-Prosecutor, you have the floor.
Merci, bonjour, Monsieur le
Thank you and good morning, Mr. President and Your Honors. We are in the same situation as the defense. We have 2 records of interviews by the co-investigating judges, and we do not know that the witness gave interviews to DC Cam, and we never received any record of such interviews. So perhaps during the break we could look into the matter. I think all the parties are in the same situation. We are on the same footing. But I don't think this should stop us from moving forward and questioning this witness.
President, yes, and the co-prosecutors, you have the floor now to start with your questioning of this witness, National Deputy Co-Prosecutor. Good morning, Mr. President, Your Honors, and everyone in and around the courtroom. And good morning, Mr. Witness. My name is Sri Ratana. I am a National Deputy Co-Prosecutor, and I have some questions to put to you. And after my conclusion, my international colleague will have the floor to put some questions to you. Through your interviews with the investigators of the Office of the Co-Investigating Judges, that is document E3552-1, at question number 1, you stated that before 1970, you was a farmer at Ongroni village, Tramkok commune, Tramkok district. Also, in question answer 4, you stated that after the Khmer Rouge entry and control in 1970, you were appointed by the Khmer Rouge as a group leader. And can you tell the court in which village or commune you were appointed as a group leader? Answer. It was at Ongroni village, Tramkok commune, Tramkok district. Question. How long did you live in that area? Answer. I was there from 1970 through 1973. In question, in the same document, that is your interview with the OCRG investigator, that is document E3/5521 at question answer 5, you stated that from 1970 to 1973, people were made to work in the rice fields in a mutual exchange. And this mutual assistance team was a production group that works the rice field, and people were put into different groups according to their strength. That is type 1, type 2, and type 3. And can you tell the chamber What was the difference between these mutual assistance teams and a cooperative? Answer. The difference between mutual assistance team and a cooperative was that in the cooperative we ate communally, but in the mutual assistance teams we ate privately. In the same document, in question answer 20, you stated that in 1974 you joined the army and later on you contracted malaria and abscess, and then you went to work at the Nyanyong commune office. Can you tell the court when did that happen and until when did you finish working there? Answer. I worked at the Nyanyong commune office until 1977. Question. What was your functions? Answer. I worked in the office. Question. I mean your daily duties at that Nyanyong commune office. What were your routine works? Answer. My daily routine at the Nyanyong commune office was to request and arrange for the food supply to be sent to the front battlefield. The food supply included vegetable, for instance. Question. In 1975, were you aware of the evacuation of the people? And thank you for that question. In 1975, initially I did not know about the people evacuation, and later on when I saw the large crowd of people coming in, then I knew that people had been evacuated from Phnom Penh. Question. And what happens to those evacuees in your village or commune? Answer. It seems that there was nothing that happened to them. Question. What do you mean by that? That is that nothing happened to them? Answer. Those people who came in, the commune make arrangement for them to live in various villages. That's why I said that nothing happened to them. Question. In your commune, did you know how many families of the 17 April people were allowed to stay there or were sent there? Answer. No, I did not know. Question. Can you make your best guess, for example, 70, 60, or in the hundreds, in the thousands? Answer. It was in the thousands for the villages and commune, and I refer to the thousands of individuals, not the thousands of families. Question. Initially, was there a plan for these new people to fill in their biography? Answer. At the beginning, they were not allowed, or they were not required to fill in their biography. We lived mingled together, ate meals together. Question. How could they distinguish who the 17 April people were or who the best people were? Answer. In fact, they had a list of the newcomers and the list of the best people. Question. Among the new people, did they know their backgrounds? I mean, whether they were former Lone soldiers or former civil servants. Answer. No, they could not make that distinction. Question. In the same document, that is E3/55-1, at question answer 30, you were asked the following question, and I quote, in your village, were people told that if anyone used to be a soldier or teacher or a government official, they would be made to go to work in the same place? Answer 30, yes, they were. But those people were not called to go to anywhere. But if someone disagreed or opposed, they were called to study, and those people were never seen coming back. End of a quote. What do you mean when you made that statement that I just read out to you? Answer. It means that people were told, or there was propaganda that former people could go back to their former position or job, but if they oppose the Democratic Cambodia, then they were arrested and never returned. And later on, when if people asked about them, we were told that they were sent for re-education. And questioned, you said that if they oppose the Democratic Cambodia regime, what do you mean by that? Can you elaborate it a bit further? It means those people oppose the propaganda or they oppose the policies of the Democratic Cambodia? Answer. They oppose the general principles. Question. Did you witness by yourself, for instance, people oppose these general principles? Can you give us an example or two? Answer. In fact, I did not encounter it, but I heard other people talking about it, as I mainly stayed in the office. Question. In the same document, that is E3/55-1, at question answer 39, you were asked about the number of cooperatives in the Nyanyong commune, and you answered that they first organized them into villages and then they organized them into units. Can you tell the court when they started organizing cooperatives at the village level? I want you to recall the dates. Answer. They organized units in 1977. I think it was in late 1977 or early 1978. Question. What about the mutual assistance teams, as you stated earlier? When did the mutual assistance teams transform into cooperatives? Answer. The mutual assistance teams were changed into cooperatives at the time of the liberation in 1975, and that when people started to eat communally. That is based on my personal recollection. Question. Can you provide a little bit clearer explanation? Or maybe I am confused. You seem to give two different answers. So my first question that when they organized cooperatives into the villages, and you said that it was in late 77 or early 78. But when I asked about the mutual assistance teams, which were transformed into the cooperatives, and you said that it was in 1975. So can you tell the court what happened between 1975 and 1977, early 78? Were there other forms of organization? And please, if you don't understand my question, tell me so I can rephrase it. Answer. Please rephrase your question. Question. I asked you a few minutes back that when cooperatives were divided into villages or at the village level, and your response was consistent with the response you provided with the OCIJ investigator, and that is the cooperatives were organized at the village level in late 77 or early 78. And later on, in response to my question as to when the mutual assistance teams were transformed into the cooperatives, and you replied that it happened in 1975. So my question to you is, the period between 75 to 77 or early 78, will cooperatives exist? And if so, were they organized in the villages? Or what other forms of cooperatives that existed during this period of time? Answer. I think I am confused. In fact, in 1975, when city dwellers arrived, they organized the mutual assistance teams, and then they organized the cooperatives. Question. And when was private ownership abolished in your commune? Answer. I cannot recall the date. It's been a long time. Question. And when you yourself were started to work communally or to eat communally, answer. Communal eating and working applied to everyone at that location starting from 1976. Question. If I am not mistaken, and based on your response, The difference between the mutual assistance team and the cooperative team was that the former means you ate individually, but for the cooperative you ate communally. And you said that you started eating communally in 1976. So can we say that the cooperatives were established in 1976? Answer. I think I am not really certain, so I cannot tell you for sure. Question. In the same document, in question answer 40, you also state that the cooperatives were established at the villages, and then units were established, and then people were categorized into different groups, for instance, full rice, depositees, etc. And can you explain to the court when did that happen? Answer. Indeed, that what happened, there were different groups, the full rights people, the candidate people, and the depositees. The full rights people refers to the faithful or loyal people to Angka. And the candidate people refer to those who had their children study or had their children living in the enemy zone. As for the depositees, they refer to all city dwellers who had been evacuated. Question. Can you tell the court when these categorizations happened? Answer. I apologize, I cannot really recall when it happened. Question. As you have just stated, and it is consistent with your response in document E3/5521, that is at question answer 45, you stated that in Nyanyong commune, you were in charge of receiving and distributing food supplied from the district to the cooperatives. Can you elaborate further for the court how did you make the arrangement for food distribution to the cooperatives? Answer. The food distribution was merely based on the set ratio determined by the commune chief. Question. Was the decision on food distribution made at the commune level or at another level? Answer. In fact, the district gave us an overall package, but the commune will distribute it based on the number of people in the units. Question. So, from your experience, was food distribution sufficient at that time? Answer. No, food was not sufficient at that time. There was a food shortage. Question. You said there was a food shortage. Can you elaborate a bit further? Answer. Sometimes we had to eat gruel, sometimes cooked rice. Question, what do you mean by that? Answer. We had gruel, and sometimes we could cook rice. Question. I asked you about a food shortage. What do you mean by that? You mean that people could not eat to their own field? And we want you to elaborate on this point from your experience. Answer. People could not eat to their field. That's what I meant by food shortage. Question. While you were in Nyanyong commune, did people get sick? Answer. Yes, people got sick, and mainly those new people who did not used to engage in labor in the rice fields, and then they fell ill. President, thank you. And it is now convenient for us to have a lunch break. We will take a break now and resume at 1:30 this afternoon. And court officer, please make an arrangement for the witness during the lunch break and invite him back into the courtroom with his duty counsel. And that is at 1:30, and security personnel just started to take Kyo Sampon back into the waiting room downstairs and invite him back into the courtroom this afternoon before 1:30. The court is now in recess.
សូមចេញក្រោកឈរ